Subway, and that's also where you get your sandwiches too.
The Ivory Tower?
Yeah, so it's
Oh, it's my Subway.
and your Subway
And my
sandwich shop.
Subway. Yeah.
It's both Subways.
It's both Subways for me. I mean, in a way, it kind of is. Well, in a way, Tim, now my own mind is not.
That's a dangerous thing now. I also have noticed since you've become a big fancy hotshot writer, you kind of like retreated inside your heads to the point where it's I think you might be losing touch with reality.
Tim, there's whole worlds to be explored up here. No, I used to take the subway every day because I worked in Manhattan. Excuse me, I have to turn off my devices.
Sure.
Yeah, I would take the subway every day to Manhattan, but now...
Is that a big fancy contract for your next book, Tom?
Yeah, there was an incoming contract. It was a wire transfer of $1 million.
Wow. You really brushed it off like it was no big deal.
It is no big deal, Tim. You turn that contract down. So, yeah, I used to take the subway all the time. Now I do not as often. Or when I do, Tim, it's for leisure. And that was...
You mean leisure?
Leisure. And that was the case the other day. I took the subway, and I had met up with you and some other people to see a comedy show. Yeah, everybody listening to the show right now is nodding along, saying, "Yeah, tell us something we don't know." Obviously, this dim-witted dolt is not into comedy. So anyway,
you've been doing a lot of alliteration. Dim-witted dope. You were talking
dim-witted
about
dolt.
Sin is a slippery slope.
Yeah.
You're doing good. I like it. I'm just saying, I like it.
Well, thanks. This generation's Dr. Seuss.
That's
So I had to take the subway home late during the week, and
from Manhattan.
From Manhattan
to Brooklyn. From Justin to Kelly. That's what they call. That's what real New Yorkers call taking the subway from Manhattan.
Take it from
Justin Guarini, who represents Manhattan, Kelly Clarkson, who represents Brooklyn. She's a little hipper, see.
Right.
Justin Guarini's like old movie.
So you're talking about two contestants from the first season of American Idol. Sure. In the movie that they made.
Yeah.
Big box office flop.
Like you need to tell anybody this.
So I was in Manhattan after midnight, which already I feel like I'm going to turn into a pumpkin.
Is that a reference to something?
So...
Is that a reference from Justin to Kelly? Because I've never actually seen that movie.
No. It's a reference to Cinderella, which I know you've seen.
Saw it in the theater.
So it took forever because there's always like certain lines closed or whatever. So I have to go to like a different...
You sound like this lady who works for The Guardian, was it?
Oh, yeah.
The UK newspaper is like, I don't understand the subway.
Yeah. It's nothing like that too.
I gave her a hiccup. I don't understand anything.
No, but really it was like, the subway, how dreadful. How dreadful the subway is. It's not like the tube. The underground. So anyway, I was waiting. Tim, have you ever been in the subway late at night when the men go on the tracks to clean? I don't think I've been.
I've done a lot of late night. I mean, because remember, Tom, I went to college in New York City.
Yeah.
So I was basically one of the mole men.
I mean, these weren't mole men. These were just city MTA workers.
Sure, but no, I spent so much time underground that I was a mole man myself. Or I might as well have been.
Right. You've pretty much gone blind.
So anyway, they go on the tracks to clean. I was mistaken, though. I've never been there when they go on. I thought they shut down the tracks to do that.
No, and that's what was terrifying.
Are these official MTA employees?
These were official MTA employees. And Tim...
Because I've seen when, like, the Zamboni goes...
it's not a Zamboni.
Yeah, but it's a Zamboni-like machine to like clean the floors, but not
Yeah.
the tracks.
Yeah,
Looking down at the tracks, I would guess they're never clean.
exactly. And I was looking at it after they were done. I was like, yeah, I mean, it still looks like, you know, the subway track.
It's literal garbage down there all the time.
Yeah, and they were just like garbage pickers. They weren't doing like, they didn't have like, you know, like a power washer or anything. I was like, yeah, I mean, that's like a little better, but why even bother? Just let the train flatten the garbage. But they don't shut down the trains, Tim, and the sign is saying the train's like 3 minutes away. These guys are on the tracks. They've got like a ladder. They, you know, just a regular old
Step
ladder. No, like maybe like a 6-foot ladder to get back and forth. And the whole system is just, you know, because a lot of these trains still aren't closed, is that there's a man on the platform on the edge of the track. He's looking at another man who's in the tunnel, that's but on the curve, looking down the tunnel for the train.
Okay.
And there is keeping
A
an eye
lookout.
out.
He's called the
Yeah.
lookout, Tom.
So they've got a series of lookouts for the train.
That like relay to each other.
Yeah.
Train.
Yeah, train, get out! But the whole platform, everyone's nervous. Everyone's watching these guys. Everybody's just looking at the guys.
What's the
looking
third
at the
rail
timer,
situation?
Looking at the guys, looking at the timer. I don't even know what the third rail situation
Are
was.
they going anywhere near it?
Yeah, I mean, these guys were all over the place.
That seems. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope they're paid well.
I can't imagine they were. They were cleaning up garbage at midnight on the train tracks, and they couldn't even be bothered to just stop the train. And then...
Yeah, because you would have been furious if they stopped the train, Tom.
Oh, I already was furious.
Yeah, just because generally you're a jerk.
Well, because, no, I mean more because, like I said, there's no need to clean up the garbage, just let the train flatten it.
Tom,
Just let the train flatten the
they'll
garbage.
catch on fire.
What?
The
No.
trains go at such a speed that everything will catch on
No,
fire.
it'll flatten the garbage or push in the tunnel where nobody sees it.
They have to pick it up, blast it into space like they do with all our garbage.
Tim had this discussion before about why it is not economical to blast space in the garbage.
One day,
Or
I'll
blast
be president
garbage
of
into
this land,
space.
Tom.
So yeah, it was just.
I love America enough to blast our trash into space where we never have to deal with it again.
There's a lot of trouble with space garbage nowadays, Tim. You don't even know.
Yeah, no,
You
I'll
don't know the
blast
half
it
of it.
further out.
Well,
Not like this rookie mistake of being like, oh yeah, we'll just make it orbit the Earth. No.
Well,
Bunch
you're
of
smart.
decommissioned
You
satellites.
You
No.
keep it low so then it burns up into the atmosphere.
No, you keep it low in case you're like, oh, I shouldn't have thrown that out. I needed that receipt. And you can go back and retrieve it.
Right. I don't think you understand how space works.
Not people like us, Tom. But that's how one day Richard Branson and Lance Bass will throw out their garbage. It'll be orbiting the Earth, and they'll be like,
I'm gonna need that back. I mean, they've got enough space that they could be like, I'll have my own land.
yeah, but who wants to live on a landfill, Tom?
They won't have to live on it. It could be far away. It would still be closer and easier to drive a truck full of their garbage to the landfill than to blast it into space. And where are they going to keep the garbage before they blast it into space?
In a dumpster.
In one dumpster.
Tom, where do you keep your garbage before you bring it out to the dirt? Or put it in the...
Keep it in the trash can.
Yeah, so they keep it in the trash can. And when the trash can goes up, you blast it into space. They don't live like you and I, Tom.
Anyway, nothing happened. It was fine. The men didn't get run over by the train, but it seemed like they were going to get run over by the train.
Okay.
And it just seemed like a hazardous... They would just flash a flashlight, be like, yeah, everybody's off the tracks. You can tell the train to come through now. I could have waved the flashlight. They would have been like, oh, there's a flashlight. Tell the man to
Why
come
would
through.
you have done that, Tom?
Maybe if I'm like a mass murderer or something.
Yeah, but if you're a mass murderer, you could also just push someone in front of the train when the train's coming.
No, they're not going to be able to convict me. Oh, I killed a man with a flashlight.
Yeah. Yeah, they would.
No, I'd be like, I was just flashing the flashlight. I had no intent.
I
be implicated in court, it's also copycats.
Yeah. No, I would not recommend doing any of that because there's no reason to do that. These men are cleaning the track so the system can run smoothly. The system that you and I take advantage of, well, me more than you.
Well, but what if
See, you in your ivory tower can't relate to this kind of stuff. You're passing judgment.
You're just thinking about ways to kill these men.
Yeah, for no reason.
I'm just saying, Tim. You know, it's dangerous. Somebody could, not me, but somebody could go down there with a flashlight.
Yeah, but there's a lot of ways that if you're just a jerk intent on killing people, especially in New York City, that you can kill people.
Yeah, sure are.
Anyway. So the train.
Oh, then the train came, got on, and pretty sure this guy pooped his pants. It smelled awful. It smelled so bad. The worst smell I've ever smelled.
Did you walk into another train?
I got off that and went in another car with like everybody else.
Yeah. Well, that'll happen sometimes.
Yeah.
Sounds like not a great Monday night.
No, it was not. It took me hours to get home.
Really?
It took me a long. I had to like walk. I had to get off the subway at times and then go walk around like deserted like Wall Street. You know, at like 1 in the morning. They weren't running the 4 between 2 10. The specifics of it are not of the interest to our listeners.
Yeah, I mean,
the train is back in service.
Let's end this episode now because I really want to hear. Because there's no way that it should have taken that long.
No, it took a long time, Tim. You don't know the intricacies of how. You didn't even know that they go down on the tracks to clean them up.
That's true. I split a cab with a friend. I was home in probably about 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And it cost me, I think, $5.
Must be nice.
It is. It's great. Well, I'm Justin to your guy, but not that.
Alright, Tim, where are we talking about this week?
Tom, it came to my attention that last week I might have taken over.
Yeah, people do not like hearing.
I feel like it was a divisive episode. I think some people liked it. It was a Kanye West episode.
I think it struck me, Tim, as revenge for our first Pop Everything about Arnold Schwarzenegger. And you weren't mad. You were mad.
I wasn't mad,
and you thought I'm gonna take the devil's advocate. Calling him the devil himself.
Right. No, I mean, so anyway, if that was a Tim episode, this is a Tom episode, so we're gonna talk about
So
toys.
it's gonna be like a real popular one that everyone will like.
Toys.
It won't annoy anyone.
It's about toys. Because you're a 33-year-old man who loves playing with toys.
I don't love playing with toys, Tim. I love looking at them. Tim, we went to Toy Fair.
The New York
Toy. I think it's just Toy Fair.
Yeah,
I don't think there's another one.
2015 Toy Fair. It's the only toy fair in the world, everybody.
Is it? I mean, it certainly seemed like it. If there were other toys, I don't know where the hell they were.
This was definitely a place for grown-ups.
I didn't see one kid, because I even pointed out to you where were all the kid reporters.
If you brought a kid there, they'd be bored out of their minds.
No way, Tim. They'd be frustrated out of their mind because you wouldn't be able to play with any of the toys.
I was frustrated, and I don't even like playing with toys, Tom.
So, the toy fair, for people who weren't familiar, which I wasn't familiar until this year.
I went. Oh, well, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Years ago.
It's an industry-only toy convention.
It's where grown-ups do business with each other. People make and manufacture toys, and then people from toy stores come around, and they say, oh, I'd like to stock your toy. And then they say, oh, this is a nice toy, and then they make deals, Tom.
Yeah.
Deals. It's wheelers and dealers. It's just deal-making there, Tom.
No, there's also a lot of toys. It's the whole Jacob Javits Convention Center, almost. A big chunk of it is just all toys. Wall-to-wall toys.
Sure.
All the vendors with their toys. All the boys with their toys. Mostly just the vendors.
Really enjoying the rhyme you made.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're there, and
I got tripped up. I said all the boys with their toys. You don't know where to go from there.
it's the distributors, the manufacturers, the retailers, and then the press, which people like us.
We also got into Comic-Con earlier this year with our press credentials.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like at Comic-Con, we did not take advantage of all that we could have.
Right.
Like, we could have, quote, covered that better. We did an episode on it.
Yeah.
But, like...
But we could have done some live recording.
Yeah, we could have done some interviews. Like, and they would have...
Some real Woodward and Bernstein type stuff.
Yeah.
Blow the lid off the place.
And I feel like they would have accommodated us and been happy to do so.
Yeah, if we were like, oh, we want to interview, like when we were there and Adam West walked by, we were like, oh, we should have, like, interviewed Adam West.
Or when we saw Booger from Revenge of the Nerds talking shit about Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, that was off the record.
Oh, no. We overheard him say it when we snuck into a place that he probably shouldn't have been.
No, but that was the thing. It wasn't that we probably shouldn't have been. We were allowed in there. It was the press area. We just weren't really press, which is why we should have been given the passes. But once we had the passes, we weren't allowed in there.
Next year, when we apply for press credentials at Comic-Con again, they don't go back and listen to all hour, 60 plus minutes of the 52 previous episodes.
And hear us talking about things Booger said that were clearly off record.
Yeah.
Well, and also, the first thing that popped into my mind afterwards when we saw Booger was that I told you I could have punched Booger right in the stomach.
Yeah, which is not, like, again, you're always thinking of ways to maim people that
I wouldn't have maimed him. It's just the first thing I think when I see a celebrity I get close to him is get a sucker punched him.
Yeah, I shouldn't be near people is what you think. I shouldn't be allowed near people.
It was fine. Booger would have gotten the joke.
You're always thinking about what you could do to harm people.
Not to harm people, just...
The man on the tracks.
Yeah.
Booger from Revenge of the Nerds. I bet you were thinking, like, look that I can snap Adam West's neck with ease.
No, Tim.
Here they parade this 80-year-old man.
Yeah, I could push him down the stairs.
My point being, the press credentials at Comic-Con really got us a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The press credentials at the Toy Fair, nobody cared. Nobody cared because, A, we were not from a legitimate...
It doesn't get more legitimate than the Complete Guide to Everything, Tim.
And B, they weren't there to do press. They were there, like...
They were wary of the press.
Yeah, exactly, because they were like, I'm just here to do deals. And probably...
I don't want to talk about how the sausage is made.
And they're also like, I don't know if these toys are up to code. We forgot to check. These might be choking hazards. We don't want the press digging in on this.
Well, some of the stuff was. There were prototype toys and stuff. Like these toys aren't even out yet. Can you imagine?
What were you expecting? You were expecting having a lot more fun, weren't you?
I was expecting to get some free toys.
Yeah, there was no swag there whatsoever.
I was expecting to get some free toys, and I was expecting like people to be like, I'll show you some off-the-record toys.
That was just, I don't know why you expected that. But you're a man, I'm looking right now at this toy chest you have with all sorts of action figures, dollies, you call them, right? Pretty dollies.
My dollies, my pretty dollies.
Really lifelike toys of infant babies that you give to toddlers to pretend to be mommies and daddies.
Where are you going with those?
Do you know those like realistic infant baby toys?
Or just realistic baby dolls?
Yeah, but like they fill them with like fluid now, so like
what?
I don't know.
Brake fluid?
I just think it's weird when like it's like you're a 3-year-old.
Now you're the mom.
Yeah, it's like this is too. I don't know. I guess in our society.
Yeah, but you also
Top-rated show on TV is Teen Mom. We just gotta start them young, right?
I think
it's the #1 show for 5 years old.
I think it's more when you got like a 3-year-old. I imagine if I had a 3-year-old, most of my time would be spent telling my kid, "Hey, quit being a baby. Stop being a baby already." And no better way to grow a kid up than give them the responsibility of caring for a child themselves.
Like now, I think that's why they have the ones that like dance and stuff. It's like, oh, you deal with it. You see what I had to
They didn't. I don't think I saw any baby dolls at this toy fair. Did you?
I did.
Did they have?
I saw like some real paper realistic ones, and I think I was like, well, let's go this way, and then
Oh, I might.
went the other way.
I might have seen them and just thought there were babies on display.
So let's start with the big guns.
Because I would have liked to have seen like what's new in like the babies that like poop themselves.
Yeah, I don't know.
Game.
I feel like
Do you guys have one where like this one poops and it smells bad?
maybe. Look, that's not why I don't know
We'll
why.
have to go back next year. I don't know why you went either.
I was not. I went in with a bad attitude.
So now, well, what a surprise. So you went to Comic-Con with a bad attitude.
No, I went to Comic-Con with an open mind.
Yeah, but then you got a picture with Zangief and you didn't want anybody to see it.
That's part of it. Yeah. Also, like there were a lot of crowds there, and
There weren't at the toy fair.
right.
It was nice because no general public, Tim, just insiders like me and you.
Yeah. Classy insiders.
Do you think all those people who saw you walking around, they were like, what a creep?
Why?
Because they were like, he writes for like a toy magazine.
No, there were all sorts of legitimate journalists there. I don't know. I saw a bit on Seth Meyers the other
That's
night.
a comedy show, Tim.
Yeah. But he's press.
Yeah.
You think you thought he was a manufacturer?
Maybe they did. Maybe they thought he's looking to expand, license out the late night